On September 17, 1908, a significant and tragic event in aviation history unfolded at Fort Myer, Virginia. This was the first fatal airplane crash involving the Wright Flyer III, piloted by Orville Wright, with Thomas Selfridge as his passenger. The incident not only marked a somber milestone in the development of aviation, but also underscored the inherent dangers of early flight experimentation. To fully understand the gravity of this event, it is essential to delve into the background of the Wright brothers' work, the circumstances leading up to the crash, the details of the flight itself, and the aftermath that followed. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, are widely credited with inventing and building the world's first successful airplane. Their relentless experimentation and innovation culminated in the historic first powered flight on December 17, 1903, at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Over the next few years, they continued to refine their designs, leading to the development of the Wright Flyer III, an improved version of their earlier models. This aircraft was designed to be more stable and capable of longer flights, making it a promising candidate for military demonstrations. In 1908, the U.S. Army Signal Corps expressed interest in the Wright brothers' aircraft for potential military use. The Army was keen on exploring the possibilities of aerial reconnaissance and other applications of powered flight. As a result, the Wright brothers were invited to demonstrate their aircraft at Fort Myer, Virginia. The demonstrations were intended to showcase the capabilities of the Wright Flyer III and to convince the Army of its practicality for military purposes. Orville Wright arrived at Fort Myer in early September 1908, accompanied by his brother Wilbur, who was preparing for similar demonstrations in France. The Wright Flyer III was assembled and readied for a series of test flights. The aircraft was a biplane with a wingspan of approximately 40 feet, powered by a 25-horsepower engine driving two propellers. It featured a unique control system that allowed the pilot to manipulate the aircraft's pitch, roll, and yaw using a combination of wing warping and a movable rudder. The initial flights at Fort Myer were successful, with Orville Wright demonstrating the aircraft's ability to take off, fly in a controlled manner, and land safely. These flights attracted considerable attention, drawing crowds of spectators, including military officials, journalists, and curious onlookers. The Wright Flyer III's performance was impressive, and it seemed to validate the potential of powered flight for military applications. However, the atmosphere of optimism and excitement was shattered on the afternoon of September 17, 1908. Orville Wright was scheduled to make another demonstration flight, this time with Thomas Selfridge as his passenger. Selfridge was a 26-year-old lieutenant in the U.S. Army Signal Corps and a member of the Aerial Experiment Association, a group of aviation enthusiasts dedicated to advancing the field of flight. He was also one of the Army's primary observers for the Wright brothers' demonstrations, tasked with evaluating the aircraft's suitability for military use. The flight began like any other, with Orville Wright at the controls and Thomas Selfridge seated beside him. The Wright Flyer III took off smoothly and climbed to an altitude of approximately 75 feet. The aircraft circled the parade ground at Fort Myer, performing maneuvers to demonstrate its stability and control. Spectators on the ground watched in awe as the aircraft navigated the skies with apparent ease. However, as the flight progressed, disaster struck. Witnesses reported hearing a loud cracking noise, followed by a sudden loss of control. The aircraft began to descend rapidly, and it became clear that something had gone terribly wrong. Orville Wright struggled to regain control of the aircraft, but his efforts were in vain. The Wright Flyer III plummeted to the ground, crashing with a devastating impact. The crash site was a scene of chaos and devastation. Spectators rushed to the wreckage, desperate to assist the injured men. Orville Wright and Thomas Selfridge were both pulled from the debris, but their injuries were severe. Selfridge had suffered a fractured skull and was unconscious, while Wright had multiple broken bones and was in considerable pain. Medical personnel arrived quickly and transported the injured men to the post-hospital for treatment. Despite the best efforts of the medical staff, Thomas Selfridge succumbed to his injuries later that evening. He became the first person to die in a powered airplane crash, a tragic milestone that underscored the risks associated with early aviation. Orville Wright, though seriously injured, survived the crash. He underwent extensive medical treatment and eventually recovered, but the physical and emotional scars of the accident remained with him for the rest of his life. The investigation into the crash revealed that the cause of the accident was a structural failure of one of the aircraft's propellers. The propeller had cracked during the flight, causing it to lose thrust and destabilize the aircraft. The sudden imbalance led to a loss of control, resulting in the fatal crash. This finding highlighted the need for improved materials and engineering in aircraft design, as well as the importance of rigorous testing and maintenance. The crash had a profound impact on the Wright brothers and the field of aviation as a whole. For Orville Wright, the loss of Thomas Selfridge was a deeply personal tragedy. He had not only lost a fellow aviation enthusiast, but also a friend. The accident also cast a shadow over the Wright brothers' achievements, raising questions about the safety and reliability of their aircraft. However, it also served as a catalyst for further innovation and improvement in aviation technology. In the aftermath of the crash, the Wright brothers continued to refine their designs, incorporating lessons learned from the accident. They focused on enhancing the structural integrity of their aircraft, improving control systems, and developing more reliable engines. Their efforts contributed to the advancement of aviation and laid the groundwork for the development of modern aircraft. The crash also had significant implications for the U.S. Army's interest in aviation. Despite the tragedy, the Army recognized the potential of powered flight and remained committed to exploring its military applications. The Wright brothers' demonstrations, though marred by the accident, had demonstrated the feasibility of controlled flight. In 1909, the Army Signal Corps purchased its first aircraft, the Wright Military Flyer, marking the beginning of military aviation in the United States. The legacy of the first fatal airplane crash is a complex one. It serves as a reminder of the risks and challenges faced by early aviation pioneers who pushed the boundaries of technology and human capability in their quest to conquer the skies. The crash of the Wright Flyer III on September 17, 1908, was a tragic event, but it also played a crucial role in the evolution of aviation. It highlighted the need for continuous improvement and innovation, driving the development of safer and more reliable aircraft. Thomas Selfridge's death was a sobering reminder of the dangers inherent in early flight experimentation. His sacrifice, along with the contributions of other aviation pioneers, paved the way for the remarkable advancements in aviation that followed. Today, the memory of the first fatal airplane crash serves as a testament to the courage and determination of those who dared to dream of flight, and to the enduring spirit of innovation that continues to drive the field of aviation forward. In conclusion, the first fatal airplane crash on September 17, 1908, was a pivotal moment in aviation history. It marked the first loss of life in a powered airplane accident, highlighting the risks and challenges of early flight. The crash of the Wright Flyer III, piloted by Orville Wright with Thomas Selfridge as his passenger, was a tragic event that had far-reaching implications for the development of aviation. It underscored the need for improved aircraft design and safety measures, driving further innovation and progress in the field. Despite the tragedy, the crash also demonstrated the potential of powered flight, paving the way for the remarkable Advancements that have transformed aviation into the vital and dynamic industry it is today. The legacy of this event serves as a reminder of the courage and determination of early aviation pioneers and of the enduring spirit of innovation that continues to propel the field of aviation forward.